Hi, I'm Hunter Labrada, IFBB Pro Bodybuilder, and I'm here with Dave Ramirez, VP of R&D at Labrada Nutrition. Today, we wanted to tell you about the 3 new products in the Labrada Pro Series line, Pump, Intra, and Hydro. Wanted to delve deeper into all the ingredients that make each product what we consider the best of their category, and tell you a little bit more about why we chose those ingredients. Alright, the first product in the Labrada Pro Series is our pre-workout called Pump. Pump is a non-stimmed pre-workout, meaning there are no stimulants of any kind. So first and foremost, the cool thing about the product is you can take it any time of the day without worrying about being kept up at night, which is big for me because I can always add the stimulant component to it in the form of an energy drink or a coffee or a fat burner if I'm training in the middle of the day. But if I'm training later at night or I'm traveling and need to be able to sleep, it's awesome to know that I can get a full spectrum pre-workout without the stimulants. So that's first and foremost a really cool thing about the Pump. Why does this product exist and why is it unlike anything on the market? Let me delve into that. So, for the past couple years, I've been getting away from stimmed pre-workouts. I really have been using only pumps, but it's always been one of those things I was using at least 2 companies' pump products. So why is that? It's because that while a bunch of companies have gotten on board with clinically dosing the included ingredients, I couldn't find one product that had all of the pre-workout ingredients that I wanted and had them dosed clinically. So first and foremost, this fills that hole for me in terms of having all of the ingredients that I want in a pre-workout environment to prime myself to perform at a maximum level.
Yes! Come on. Let's go! Up, up, up! Hit forward, yes. Come on. Hit forward, yes.
The second thing is that, in my opinion, pre-workouts have kind of fallen behind in terms of keeping up with the cutting edge, and they've kind of gone in the way of just being very high stim, so you just feel something when you take it. That's not what we wanted. We wanted to stay on the cutting edge, and so there are a couple really cool patented ingredients in the Pump as well that I really feel like make a huge difference, as compared to not having them. Before we delve into those, I'm going to let Dave explain those, we'll call them superstar ingredients, if you will. I want to delve into the, supporting cast ingredients that we have that I was taking 2 different products to get, but now we have them all in one product. The first and foremost, obviously we're training, we want blood flow. So the first support ingredient that we put in there is citrulline. We put a clinical dose of citrulline in there. It's responsible for nitric oxide production and vasodilation. The second support ingredient we put in there is L-Leucine. L-Leucine is the amino acid responsible for signaling the mTOR pathway for muscle protein synthesis. So by including the leucine in there, we prime our body to be in an anabolic state. The next support ingredient we included is L-ornithine, and L-ornithine is a ammonia buffer. So whenever we're training, especially intensely, our muscles are kicking off a lot of lactic acid. This ammonia buffer in L-ornithine is going to actually help us to be able to perform longer and at peak performance because it buffers that lactic acid much better than not having it. The next ingredient that we included is Agmatine Sulfate. Agmatine Sulfate is a glucose shuttle / NO precursor, meaning it gets more nutrients into your muscles and more nitric oxide in the bloodstream, both leading to higher performance and a better pump in the gym. All right, so Dave, do you want to cover a couple more of the support ingredients before we dive into the main ones? Sure,
yeah. We also added the Betaine Anhydrous, and basically that's a methyl donor. Your body produces an amino acid called homocysteine, which is vital for some key functions, but you don't want those levels to become elevated. Some very bad things happen associated with heart attack and different things like that. The betaine keeps that in check, and it's also improves strength, and it also helps convert that homocysteine to an amino acid called methionine. Methionine is a key amino acid for IGF-1 production. So you don't want your levels being extremely low, you don't want them being extremely high. Betaine does a fantastic job regulating that. Also we put L-glutathione in there. And some people have heard of L-glutathione. It's known as the master antioxidant that your body makes. It's fantastic from a health standpoint, but more importantly, when combined with L-Citrulline, which we already have in the formula, it's also a pretty potent NO producer in the body. So those are two more of the support ingredients. We also have a unique carbohydrate, fructooligosaccharide, or FOS as it's known, is a prebiotic. It's basically a fibrous carbohydrate that passes digestion and ferments in the colon. What it also does, and why it's in this formula, not just for health issues, health reasons, but it also helps draw in electrolytes. So it helps with mineral absorption. And mineral absorption is key.
Especially when we're sweating.
Absolutely, when you're sweating out those minerals, and also for muscle contraction. So those are some of the key support ingredients that we have. That you'll find some of these in some other products, but you definitely won't find them all, and you definitely won't find the superstar ingredients that we have in there also, which are what really make the formula work.
Well, I guess now that you mentioned them, let's go ahead and delve right into them. The two superstar ingredients, if you will, that we included, and I've seen one in a couple different pre-workouts, but I have never seen the other one. The one that I've seen in a couple is the Betaine Nitrate, the patented NO3-T, and then the one I have not seen in any other product is the AmealPeptide. Yeah. Tell us about this.
Sure. Okay, so the nitrate, as you referred to, they're becoming extremely popular. You'll see it on TV, these beet root commercials. They're naturally high sources of nitrate. You have a bacteria in your mouth that converts it to nitrite, and that also helps with expansion in the endothelial cells. So basically that translates into greater blood flow. Okay, so that's why you've seen the Betaine Nitrate. Good ingredient. It's, like I said, it's a superstar compared to some of the other ones, arginine and things like that, which are great too, but you need very little of this to make it work. A gram or two and you're more than set from that standpoint. But the ingredient that I would say is even more potent than that is one called AmealPeptide. Okay, you need about 508 milligrams, which incidentally is a clinical dose that we have in the pump. This is a very unique ingredient. It was isolated in Japan about 40 years ago from hydrolyzed casein. Okay, so there are two peptides that were extracted. And a peptide is a group or a cluster of amino acids. You need two or more to form a peptide. And incidentally, that's the job of the stomach. When you're eating protein, it makes hydrochloric acid to break down those proteins into amino acids into peptides. Okay, that's how you absorb them. And the more success the stomach has in doing that, the more readily it enters the bloodstream and can be used to make muscle tissue. So anyhow, these two peptides, they're called lactotripeptides. Okay, so it's, to get technical, it's the amino acid valine, proline, and proline together. That's one of the tripeptides. And the other one is isoleucine, proline, and proline. Okay, what's the big deal about these two, and why does only 508 milligrams do all the magic? What it does is your body produces enzymes called angiotensin converting enzymes, ACE. A lot of the blood pressure pills that people take work on that pathway of inhibiting those ACE, angiotensin converting enzymes, okay? And what that does is those enzymes are responsible for the opposite of what you want, which is constricting blood flow, constricting endothelial cells. So this opens it up. This inhibits that. And it does so to such a point that it will produce a massive pump. And that explains the pumps that you've been experiencing with the product.
Significantly more than anything else I've used.
So you have the arginines, the citrulines, those type of products. They're helpful. They're support ingredients, as we call it. But then you have, again, a superstar because it's so little that you need and it creates such a huge effect. It actually makes your endothelial, your arteries, more flexible, which is what you want. So all these ingredients we're talking about, I call them superstars because not only do they work for anybody training hard, but they're actually health promoting. So that's really what makes this so unique and so different is the use of that. You won't see a lot of people use it. It's an expensive ingredient. It's hard to get. We've taken care of that with this product.
So Interesting stuff. So we've gone over all the support ingredients. We've gone over the superstar ingredients that we've included in the pump. Let me tell you a couple more, really important points about the product. First and foremost, like everything we make at Labrada, it is steroid-free, drug-free, contaminant-free. Every single batch is sent out and third-party tested. If it's on the label, it is in the bottle, and there's a lot on the label, so there's a lot in the bottle with this one. In addition to that, we've always prided ourselves on our flavor systems here, and the Pro Series is no different. We've spent the last 5 minutes talking about a laundry list of active ingredients. Most of those active ingredients do not taste good by themselves. So we are beyond proud of the flavor systems we've put into all the products in the Pro Series, but especially the pump, because the pump is delicious and the pump has the most hard to mask actives. So go ahead and give it a try. I promise you will not regret the taste. I promise you will not regret the performance you get from it. And I promise you'll have the best pump of your life.